Good morning. Hello, everybody. Hello, my friends. Happy Friday. TGIF, God, it's Friday. Hope everybody's busy as a bee, cheerful as a cricket, steady as a clock, standing on the rock. Those of you that are having your happy juice, I hope you had your happy juice. I just had mine. It should kick in about 5 minutes. Hey, everybody. Well, all right, let's get it started. My name's Travis Martin. I've lost over 100 pounds on the program. Come off all prescription medications. Glory to God. And thanks to this lifestyle and God ordering our steps, we're a part of tens of thousands of other lives, like-minded people who are trying to live a more well life under the Lord, so we can live with more joy, peace, and patience, and all that good stuff. So what's wrong with that? No law against any of that. So good to have you all here. We've got three types of members here. We've got our free community members. We have got our lifetime members and our partners. I want to especially thank our lifetime members and partners for keeping us going. We really do appreciate you very much. We had a partner yesterday sign up, Michelle Ballou. Thank you so much for becoming a partner. And a special highlight for Vicky V, Shona R, and Jessica S. Y'all know who you are. They put that on there because some people won't be anonymous. So just to be safe, we're going to say it that way. But thank you guys. So yes, we appreciate you four people. We're highlighting you today. Thank you so much. And to all of our partners, all of our lifetime members, we don't want to be any respecter of person. We want to do the best we can for everybody, even if you're a free community member. So with that said, the weight loss for yesterday, another 63 pounds lost by our community. That's self-reported. Only, let's see, number of people that lost weight. 57 people reported weight loss yesterday. 240 people weighed in. That's 200, by the way, that's 241 people of almost 40,000 people. Most people don't journal. Darn it. I'm going to keep harping on it. But we did have 57 people who lost 62.7 pounds, and the rest of them maintained. Average person per day continues to be a little over a pound per day. Weekly weight loss per person, lot more weighing in once a week than every day. So you've got average weight loss per week per person, including those that are gaining, 2.52 pounds. That's tremendous. Anytime you can lose 1% of your body weight in a week, you've really accomplished something. We had 10-pound badge earners, Heather Tran, Doreen Strayer, congratulations. First 25 pounds lost, Joni Foth, Crystal Carter, Jenny Swanson, congratulations. And Amanda Bennett. Amanda Bennett lost 50 pounds, earned her 50-pound badge. Great job. Only one fast track badge earned. I got to do a better job. I'm not doing a good job. We know that success truly comes when you attend class and when you earn the fast track badge and journal. Those are the three things. And the people that do those three things around here, they lose amazing amounts of weight. So good job, whoever it was that earned the fast track badge. I don't have your name, but I can see you earned it. I wish we could see that be 100 or so a day. There's that many people in our program that have never took the time to go through the first steps of the program. God put this on my heart to save lives. And man, I want to do a good job for my Lord. And I want to do a good job for you. Y'all pray with me. Pray with me that people would actually start believing in themselves again and not giving up so easily. So we need to pray for one another. This is we don't say it enough. This is really a perilous and challenging time for many. And they may not even realize it because they're so busy with life, busy with the struggles, letting life get in the way, and they're losing their health. And, thankfully, with the help of the good Lord and a good program, you can get your health back. But with this, you can actually dig such a pit that it becomes extremely hard to dig out of that pit. So let's pray for one another. Let's see what y'all are saying here. Please feel free to ask questions today. That's what these supplemental sessions are all about. These are supplemental to your fast track education online. This is where I can keep you moving forward, keep you pointed in the right direction, help personalize your approach, behavior modification, food combinations. But now, if you haven't watched Fast Track, odds are you're going to leave here frustrated because you want to understand the philosophies of the program. when we start talking about insulin control by food combining. So please watch those fast track videos and earn that fast track back. Hey, Kelly Bond. Yeah, Tabitha, it blows my mind too. Not at all trying to come across as a meanie. It just blows my mind. Absolutely blows my mind that we've got that many people in the program and they will not journal or attempt. Look at me, got stuff in my mouth. Or maybe that's why nobody's doing it, because Travis is a hick. Blows my mind that we harp on that, the effectiveness of journaling and class attendance for weight loss and watching the fast track videos. Now, everybody tells me they want to lose weight, but not everybody wants to do what they need to do to lose. I love it, darling. Good job getting addicted to journaling. Awesome. You too, Hannah. Good job, everybody. Hannah says, just started exploring the coach mode meal selections to try some out, mostly for the challenge of it, but just wanted to give another shout out to how amazing the program is. There's so many options there, and you can click on each option to get more information and detail on it. I wish I was financially able to support this program the way it deserves. Just those kind words. You know, that's what's great about our Lord and Savior. He's like the widow woman story, right? A lot of people give of their great abundance, a percentage of their great abundance. And then the widow woman came and she gave all that she had, and she was the one that God blessed. So you're giving all you can, Hannah, and that's all God ever expects you to do. Us too. Marcella, I have not walked more than a few feet at a time for several years. After second dose yesterday, I managed half hour at Walmart. So today after meeting, I'm going to find out how long I can go before pain sets in. Let you know tomorrow. Talking about happy juice. Marcella, be careful with it. Do as I say, not as I do. Because Sasha and I are addicts. We're addicts. And, you know, we're going to start trying to incorporate the 3 days off every week. So, you know, let me know how that goes for you. I know you're going to feel great. As you build up tolerance, try to do as Sasha and I say and not as we've been doing. We might have to have a challenge, come off happy juice Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and your body will get a reset, et cetera. But you haven't had time to build up a tolerance. But maybe think about if it's going to help you, you're going to love it. But probably think about next weekend, try to take off so that you can get that reset. Tabitha says, yes, I had someone tell me the other day they keep wanting to sign up, but then something comes up. If I waited for the perfect time, I would have never started. You know, listen, again, I wish the world would hear this. We all, and it's always going to be this way, we're either headed toward a crisis, we're in a crisis, or we're getting out of a crisis, headed toward the next crisis. You're never going to have weeks and weeks and weeks where you can just focus on yourself and get in control of this. It's never going to happen. You're going to have a week or two of a good run, and then stuff is going to happen. We're just talking about eating and changing the way we eat on a good day or a bad day. So I completely agree with you, Tyler. Drove through downtown Harley the other day and thought of Travis. Prayed for you and your sweet family. Thank you for the prayers. I love Harley. You go by it and Harley see it. When I grew up there, now it's a much more robust little place. But when I grew up there, you know, it was a drive to get to anything. We called it Harley. You go by it, Harley see it. Thank you for your sweet prayers. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Pamela. Mary says, I started extending my journal like you suggested, and I think I enjoy it. It only takes a few seconds. It makes me think about what I may need. Absolutely perfect. Good job. Glad you're feeling better, Marcel, on Happy Juice. I asked to get the Happy Juice when you first introduced it. When can I get it? Everybody has to go through a little video, well, a long video. Sorry that it's so long. I'm always concerned about people's safety. So I had a class on it. So Sheila, can you, Joni, if you can hear me, can you give Sheila the link to get the disclaimer and the video presentation on Happy Juice? And Sheila, if you're still listening, your password, there's a special place on the website for it. The password to get in is JOY, J-O-Y, lowercase, Joy. Hannah, can I add grilled or baked chicken breast to my high protein cream of chicken and veggie soup? I love the broth of the soup, but I'm also very much a carnivore and like having some chunks of meat. You certainly can. Hannah, if you're talking about high protein cream, I love that one. Looking at about 2 to 4 ounces. Keep it 2 to 4 ounces and you'll be fine. That's an excellent idea. Fat burning meal extraordinaire. The more you do that as a meal episode, the better off you'll be. So 2 to 4 ounces of chicken. Do you think that's enough? Diana, we're still checking, haven't heard back. But from what I read after your question, Sasha, we need to make sure that we follow up. But I'm afraid we're not going to be able to ship it to any of the states whereby it is illegal. And there are 6 of those states. Makes me sad. I wish you could come down here and just take some home with you. I hate that. It's such a stupid thing that it would be illegal. Well, I understand why it is still illegal because of all the synthetic stuff that's on the market. But when it comes to the good stuff, hopefully the regulatory body that just started, and that's their sole purpose, is to keep and maintain good quality control on this stuff. Hopefully that will help ease the minds and hearts of a lot of people too. Kathy, be on the lookout for Joni's link for Happy Juice. Everybody's asking for Happy Juice today, but make sure that you use the password JOY, lowercase joy. Hey, Chris just had hers. Awesome. And Joni just posted that. You may have to copy and paste that link, because it doesn't look like it is a link, but just copy and paste that link that Joni gave. Gives me amazing appetite control. It's not that I don't want to eat. It's I don't even think about eating. I just feel so good. Yeah, pain level comes down. I've been taking it for pain lately. It's amazing at pain management. I'm able to do things I can't do without it because without it, my pain tolerance goes up when I'm having my Happy Juice. My mental clarity, my feel good, I just love it. But everybody can't have it, unfortunately. There's a lot of underlying issues that you might have, whereby that's why I want you to watch the video, Safety First. Like my good friend Patricia Hurt wouldn't be able to have it. She's got a pacemaker. So we want to be careful, safety first. Anybody else, any questions about food, meal combinations, anything at all today? Got a new challenge coming up. I'll post it as soon as I can. It's called the Magnificent 7. That's going to be a fun one. It's going to be a hoot. We'll see what happens with it. But I think it'll be fun. I think people will enjoy it. We'll announce that as soon as we can with the orientation link. Something always going on Planet Shibboleth to try to inspire people to lose weight. After an entire perfect month, why was I craving carbs so badly yesterday? There's really no way for me to know that. As much as I would like to throw some guesses your way, I would be doing just that. I would be just guessing. So I'm just not sure. Probably like me, sometimes on my birthday, I hadn't craved sweets in forever, but on my birthday, they talked about sweets so much that I wanted some sweets on my birthday. Why was I craving those sweets? Was it because they were talking about it? Was it because I didn't look at my why before we went to my birthday dinner? Was it because I looked at it on the menu and I started thinking about how good that particular cheesecake was? You know, what made me crave that when I haven't craved sweets in forever? Sometimes out of sight, out of mind, you're good, but when you put it in front of you, boom. So as much as I want to help with that, it's just a little bit, Pamela, unfortunately, just a little bit too generic for me to figure out why would you crave carbs after a perfect month. I'm assuming you've lost some weight. Let's make sure that you have been sticking to the program. Did you lose some weight? I know you did, right? Lost some weight for the month. 13 pounds on Top Gun. Yeah, I'm not sure. Are you working out? I guess you were working out a lot, Pamela. You may be glycogen depleted, and maybe you need to eat just a little bit of carbohydrate, but in the right combination. If you crave carb, what carbs are you craving, Pamela? Let's start there. I don't want to give up on this just because, this is a generalization. I don't want to give up on this here with you. So would you tell me what carbs you're craving? Nicole asks, would you recommend taking a pre and probiotic? Absolutely. I do every day, every single day. Big difference. I can even see it on my Whoop strap with my recovery, probiotics versus not probiotics. We need pre and probiotics. Prebiotics, everyone, that's feeding the probiotics. Probiotic, that's for life, whereas antibiotics are against life. We always need to consume some probiotics after having some antibiotics. Antibiotics destroy not only the good bacteria, not only the bad bacteria that made you sick, but also destroy the good bacteria. So we need to replenish that during times of after we work out and we've sweat and we've depleted ourselves. We need to, anytime if we've had, I hate to TMI, diarrhea, anything like this, super hydrated with water, you can flush out your electrolytes, but also flush out probiotics. So I take probiotics every day. Budget-wise, I tell people about Advocare. It's a very budget-friendly probiotic. We've actually got one coming out ourselves sometimes in the next month or two. But the Advocare one is a budget-friendly one. It's called Prebiotic Restore. I believe it's just called Restore now. They changed it to Restore. And then the best one that I know on the market, the very best one that I know is called seed.com, but it's pricey. But it's a good one. It's probably the best on the market. Seed, SEED.com. The one that I use most of the time, because I can't always afford Seed, is it's a subscription too. So it's hard to cancel it. I've had to cancel it a couple times due to lack of funds, but it's good. If I got the money, I want it. But Advocare is very affordable, and it's just called Restore. Please explain the awful effects sucralose in approved foods. I don't feel there is awful. So Sheila, you might want to expound on that. You and I could have a debate about it, a respectful, honest, and loving debate about sucralose. I do not. I say I can't really talk about the awful effects because I believe sucralose probably helped save my life. Yeah, so to talk about the awful effects of it, I'm not your huckleberry there. But I would love to bring you on the screen and have a respectful debate about the awful effects of sucralose. I can tell you my philosophy on it. To get all tore up about sucralose, here's what happens to me. Give you some examples with clientele. What happens? Travis, I can't believe that y'all promote things with sucralose in it. Well, you don't have to have those. You could just focus on the whole foods. I do. 80% of my diet is whole food combinations, foods that grow from the ground and roam the earth. I'm all about that. And they don't have, lean ground beef doesn't have sucralose in it. Chicken breast doesn't have sucralose. Water doesn't have sucralose, and broccoli doesn't have sucralose. So usually when a client wants to argue with me about, not you, but a client, we get this daily, when they want to, they've got some holistic naturopath certificate or something like that, and they're like, I can't believe it. I come to your program and you're promoting sucralose. I'm not promoting it. I'm telling you, if you're craving something sweet, a recipe that has sugar in it, you're better to replace the sugar with sucralose than you are to eat the sugar if you're overweight. And they'll still argue with me. They'll argue all day. It's like a religion to them. And I'm like, look, sucralose is not the leading cause of all premature death in our country. Factually, it is obesity. That is the leading cause. So how many battles do I want to fight at one time personally? This is how I look at it. Do I want to fight? Do I want to start my program at 300 pounds? That's what I was. And go, I got to get rid of everything. I got to get, not only do I have to get rid of my Coke, I got to get rid of my Diet Coke, which has aspartame in it. Not only do I have to get rid of all this stuff, I got to get rid of all these recipes that call for sugar, and I can't have them now. I got to get rid of everything. And I'm going to have to be so disciplined that, even though I'm used to eating all the stuff from the grocery store like everybody else, I'm going to have to eat nothing but chicken and broccoli. I'm going to have to eat nothing but egg white omelet. I'd be healthier, but mentally, I don't know that I can do that. Let me tell you, I could do that now, but when I started the program, if you took everything away from me, oh my goodness, I would not have made it mentally. I would not be here today. Sucralose helped control my blood sugar more than sugar. Sugar elevates your blood sugar so pronouncedly that you get a huge dose of the fat bus, and then you're in a growth mode all the time. Sucralose does not do that in negligible amounts. The recipes per serving has negligible amounts of sucralose, if any at all. When I make me a sweet tea, then I'm using either Splenda, which is sucralose, or I'm using monk fruit, which is a sugar alcohol. Let me take a step back. I prefer Splenda if I've been having a lot of monk fruit, sugar alcohol, xylitol. Those things are better for you. They're antiviral, antibacterial, but I drink a lot during the day. So if I drink a lot of tea or whatever it is that's sweetened with xylitol, a sugar alcohol, or monk fruit, then I get gastrointestinal distress. So Splenda doesn't cause that with me, so I use it a lot. I use it a lot. I have no problem with Splenda as long as you use it in negligible amounts. When I have a client that's overly concerned about that, and then I ask them, what are you eating? And if you don't eat any, well, I'm eating Doritos. They don't worry about the Doritos, but they're worried about a pinch of sucralose. It's like peeing in the ocean versus peeing in the bathtub. Somebody that's worried about, they're eating all natural chips with no Splenda in it, or organic this and organic that, that's full of tapioca starch, and they're not at all worried about that. That's like peeing in the bathtub. But then I say, well, if you really are craving something sweet, let's use just a pinch of Splenda or xylitol. They freak out on me. They go crazy. I can't believe you promote that stuff. I can't believe it. But you're over here eating starch. You're eating chips, and you're fussing at me. Who's controlling my blood sugar with a sugar substitute in negligible amounts? Now, with all of that said, what is the harm? We have to talk about what's good about it. Helps us control the fat bus, but we also have to talk about what's bad about it. So what's bad about sucralose and aspartame? Huge amounts of sucralose and aspartame upset your gut health. It can really mess up the good bacteria in your gut. Another reason to take probiotics and prebiotics. But other than disrupting your gut health, yeah, people pull out the cancer thing. But if you go look at real studies, not the sugar industry attacking sugar substitutes, if you go look at the real university studies, there's no correlation at all between Splenda and cancer. Zero. When you read that stuff, look at the bottom and see who is sponsoring that blog, and you'll find out that they've got there's some agenda there. But again, I'm happy. I love those when it's in love, those debates. Anybody here that if we have a holistic person who's got a certificate for that or whatever, if you like to come on, I know everybody would enjoy it. If you'd like to come on here and debate the benefits or the lack thereof of anything that we approve of on the program versus it's the thing that we tried to replace. So I'm not saying we need Splenda. I'm saying we would not be talking about Splenda if we weren't trying to replace a something more evil and more detrimental to health. Does that make sense, everyone? I haven't seen the thread yet. Let me know that makes sense. I love this discussion. Pamela, you took a holiday yesterday, and see, you held back something from me, girl. I took a holiday yesterday, had rolls, and then had cotton candy, but luckily back to 24-hour fast. Pamela, did I get it confused, or maybe I got it confused? Pamela, let me know. Was you the one that said you was craving carb? Oh, Sheila, that was a great conversation about sucralose. I love it when y'all, sometimes people think I'm attacking them, and I'm not. It's like that's what I live for, is for us to learn. Me too. There's things I've had to change my mind on because of our clients. So I love those conversations, and everybody does. We all get to learn and unpack it together. We're just living in a time where if two people are having a good debate, it's considered a fight for some reason. It's ridiculous. People can't agree to disagree these days. But, you know, there may be something that comes out through an interventional study where I turn against sucralose. I've turned on other products in our program. I just think if somebody needs a sugar substitute, it's available and it's not that harmful. Sandra says, want to say how blessed I am and to ask for prayers. I fell on my deck on Wednesday evening. Oh no. Here by myself, I'm very sore, but nothing broke, and want to thank the Lord for taking care of me. I'm so sorry, Sandra, that you go through stuff like that and then you're alone too. We've talked about that before. I know you're a tough person. You really are. I hate that. I hope you're okay, and we're gonna all say a prayer for you. Lift up a prayer for you. Yeah, Sheila, you're better off to stay away from Splenda. Yeah, so I agree with you. It's just for me, that 20% of the time when I want something sweet, it's just so much better for me personally. For me, better than sugar. Yeah, Vicki, there's no correlation between Splenda and cancer. That's all hoodoo. Go to Snopes, you can find out there, and then look for some interventional studies. We're not looking for, I said correlation earlier, there's a lot of ways to correlate something, but causation. There's no evidence that Splenda causes cancer. Now, I would be a coward if I just agreed with everybody. See, I know almost everybody here will disagree with me, but I would be a coward to know better and just acquiesce because I don't want to upset anybody. There's no found causation between sugar substitutes and cancer. There's a huge causation between obesity and cancer. Tapioca starch is a starch. It's like any other starch, and it's in a lot of gluten-free products. You have to have a ton of protein and fiber with tapioca starch if you want to have very much of it. It is not that great. I wish it wasn't even in bio coffee, but it allows you to have the starch in something that needs starch that's gluten-free. So it's in some of our stuff, but we try to make sure we add enough protein and fiber to neutralize it out. Starch turns to sugar, correct. Starch is actually worse for one than sugar. A product can say 0 sugar, but it can be full of starch, and it has the same effect, same impact that pure table sugar does. So Pamela, oh, well, you will be craving carbs now because you had that cotton candy. But I get what you're saying. You had the cotton candy because you was craving something sweet. Well, why didn't you choose something that, can I challenge you with this, sis? Why didn't you choose something that was good for you? Are you aware of is there any sweet stuff that we approve that you could have had in place of that? When I would journal, I would say things like, I had cotton candy. I don't know why I did it. I got it on my mind. I was craving something sweet, and now it's going to take me 2 days to get back into efficient fat burning mode. I could have made a better selection and satisfied my sweet tooth. Pamela, let me ask you and the group, what could you have done that would have been Shibboleth approved and not given in to cotton candy? Because there's other things sweet. Cotton candy is like one of the worst things ever. It's like one of the worst things ever. Worst. So what could we have done to next time? What can you do so that we can learn from this challenge? What can we do next time instead of cotton candy? Thank you, Sheila. Thank you. Is it work for the void replacements where I can have chips or ice cream or whatever every so often? I would not be so far along my journey as I am off medication. Is it work for the void? Oh, if it were not for the void, me too. Me too. Like, y'all, I'm a Reese-holic. My daughter, she's mean. My little skinny daughter, Kayla, she's mean. You know what she got me for my birthday? Reese cup. Now, thankfully, she ate them. But it got them on my mind, and instead of having a Reese's, I had a Help Smart peanut butter patty. I'm glad for my void replacement. Yeah, liquid stevia works great. I like it better than Splenda, Vicki. Yeah, I like, if they're still around, Amica. Somebody told me they went out of business. I still got some left, so I hadn't cried about it yet, but maybe they went out of business. But Amica, O-M-I-C-A, is one of the best quality liquid stevias there is, and it's much better for you than Splenda is, stevia is. Mary, you nailed it. Mary Daughtry just nailed it. I've had several classes in statistics. And you really have to be careful looking at studies because they can make 2 + 2 = 3. Yes, I agree. Yeah, the kid in Pamela, that's why you were craving. You were attached to that kid. Well, you know what the Bible says about the little kids, you inherit the kingdom. So I hope that your cotton candy was heavenly. Yolanda, I agree. An improved ice cream would have been something. That would have been a route that I would have taken. A Mighty Muffin, Karen, yep, I would have taken that route. Put me some sugar-free chocolate chips in there. A Quest, you could do a Quest bar. Sweet Rewards candy, good stuff. Pam says, I had a half a Mighty Muffin and approved ice cream for my craving this morning. Yummy. I love that. I like that you made a point that you only had a half a Mighty Muffin, controlling that portion. Good job. Doesn't take much ice cream with a double chocolate Mighty Muffin. Boy, that's just good. Lauren, did you know that there's approved fudge sickles? Oh, I see now. SF, you did a sugar-free fudge sickle. Good job. Good. If you don't like chocolate, Pamela, are there other sweet things that you like besides cotton candy? Because sometimes we can get fixated on, this happens a lot too. Like I'll have a client say they throw the baby out with the bathwater. I'll say, well, you know, you could always have chocolate. And they'll go, I don't like chocolate, so I can't do your program. Well, we can find other things too. I just give that as an example because most of my day with clients is literally spent blindfolded and throwing darts at the dartboard with a blindfold on, just trying to hit something that'll help them. You know, Amica, O-M-I-C-A. I believe that's how you spell it, Amica. Halo ice cream is good, yeah. Nicole says 87% of statistics are all made up. And there's your statistic. And that one was made up. But it's probably about right. What is your take on high oleic sunflower oil? I have avoided that because it's supposed to cause plaque in the arteries. I hate it. I think it's horrible for you, Linda. I think it's absolutely horrible. Cooking seed oils is death. Did you know, y'all know what ghee is, right? Cow ghee. It's really good for you. It's an approved fat, a butter fat, a clarified butter, demoisturized. It's really good. Yeah. But did you know in some countries, vegetable ghee is illegal because of its cancer-causing properties? Same thing here with sunflower oil. Please don't do it. Stay away from seed oils. Ooh, that sounds good, Lauren. Made some Mighty Muffin chocolate peanut butter flavored cookies. That sounds good. Oh no, got into the Mentos. Went through 4 containers of Mentos. My gut paid a price. Oh, bless your heart. Is there a monk fruit that doesn't have added erythritol? All monk fruit is basically sugar alcohol. Yeah. So Andrea, with you, I know that you're trying to eat completely clean. And if you are trying to eat completely clean, organic, plant-based diet, but with some moderate amounts of animal-based food, and you want to sweeten your food, you could look into organic honey. I don't recommend that to most of the people here, because if you're not going to eat clean, I mean, really get your foods from organic fruits, vegetables in the right combination with the protein sources. If, for example, if sometime in the day you're having some approved processed food on top of every meal, sweetening it with organic honey, that's going to be too much insulin response. But if you're just using a little bit of organic honey, 50 calories or less, I would do that. I would do that rather than you force yourself to consume sugar alcohol when you really don't care for it. If we use half a Mighty Muffin, how much Halo Top could we use with it if we want to use it as a meal? A half a Mighty Muffin's probably about 110 calories. I don't remember how many calories is in Halo Top. Could you tell me, Tabitha, or do you need me to go look it up? Tell me how much is in a serving, and then we can answer that. If you don't mind looking it up real quick. Fairlife ice cream work, protein pie, Finaflex protein pie work. What is your take on avocado oil? Seems to be popping up everywhere. It's not my favorite, but it's not my least favorite. To me, again, I think a lot of it is because I'm an MALE. I think ladies prefer more variety and to try different things. To me, I have to ask myself the following. Why would I ever need a different oil than 100% MCT oil, coconut oil, ghee butter, or hemp oil. To me, it's like, why would I try any other oil? What would be my reasoning for doing that? But I understand people like to try a plethora of things. Avocado oil is long-chain triglyceride oil. I would put it right there with olive oil in as far as its in its natural state properties, not too bad for you. But when it comes in contact with high heat, it's not good for you. So if you're cooking with it, no. If you're putting it on a salad, yes. Does that make sense, Nicole? Jitterbug was planning a holiday, a little disappointed it didn't happen. I get you. I get you. We work hard, we play hard. Yeah, grapeseed oil, in my estimation, is not good for you. I know that just confuses you when you got 10 other people telling you it is. I don't believe it is. I'm going to stick. Y'all let me say this. Please don't ever get mad at me. You're probably doing 2 or 3 programs at the same time you do this one. I talked to a lady yesterday. She's doing like 3 other programs and doing this one. And I found that it's a struggle. People have every right to go. I'm just speaking for me. MCT oil saved my life. It was one of the things in the recipe that saved my life. And now I love ghee butter. MCT oil and ghee butter, that's it for me. I don't need anything else, and I'm not going to chance it. Grapeseed oil is grapeseed oil. Sunflower oil is terrible for you. Sunflower oil is awful for you. Grapeseed oil, I don't think it's good for you. If you want to negate its unhealthy properties, just don't cook with it. Just don't cook with it. Now, I will say when you're using sunflower oil, you have a right to do that. If you use sunflower oil, grapeseed oil, or avocado oil, does everybody know what categories of foods you can't have with it? Y'all would understand why I'm going to stick to my guns, right? Y'all would understand that. Programs saved my life. So you could understand why I'm just not very open-minded to exploring things that I've already crossed that bridge and been there, right? No, you could have category 4 with it. You shouldn't add. Now Shanda nailed it. You should not purposely add, say, grapeseed oil to a category 4. If it happens by accident because you're at a restaurant, no problem. You should not have category 3s and 5s with any oil that we don't put in that first list. If it's not, listen, if I'm trying to help, you know, a lot of people I've made mad and they leave and they come back a year later and they act like, and I act that way too. They act like that didn't happen. And I do too, because I just want them to come back. I'm just going to be truthful with you. MCT oil, coconut oil, ghee butter, hemp oil, that's all. And if you don't want any fat to cook with, don't need any fat or whatever, then you should be using cooking spray or bouillon cubes or whatever. But those are mine, right? If I go to a restaurant, they're not cooking in those oils. So I'm not having a category 3. They're not cooking in my oils. I'm not having a category 3. I'm not having a category 5. And I'm avoiding category 6 if at all possible. And that's my plan, and I'm sticking to it. And somebody said did y'all see it before I had to block him? He said that I was a fool. And I said, well, I'm a fool with a plan, sir. And that's better than a wise man without one. How about that? So most Halo Top is 300 calories. So Tabitha, I can't remember now if you was asking for a snack or a meal. Tabitha, if I use a half a Mighty Muffin, 110 calories, how much Halo Top could we use with it? If a whole container is 300 calories, as a meal, okay. Half a container, at least a half a container, Tabitha. Does that answer that? So a half a container and a half a Mighty Muffin would be a meal episode. Perfect pairing if you do it before 4 p.m. If you do that after 4 p.m., you could get away with it if you only had 3 eating episodes for the whole day, but it would be better to have it before 4. Yeah, you could have at least a half a container, Tabitha. Let's go with that. If you use a Hall's, if you're doing a snack, about a half a Mighty Muffin and about a 1/4 of a container. Still gives you something to nibble on. If you use a Hall's Relief for coughs and sore throats, does that take you from perfect day? Not if you don't do. Aren't there sugar-free Halls now? Is there sugar-free Halls, everyone? I can't remember. It's been forever since I had a cough drop. You just need a sugar-free Hall. Now, here's the problem. If you're against sugar-free Halls because you don't want any artificial sweetener in your Hall's cough drop, then I don't know what to tell you, because if you have a full sugary kind of cough drop and you have 7 or 8 of those, you're going to cause the fat bust. If you have one, it's negligible. But if you just sucking on cough drops all day that are full of sugar, I don't know. It's a weird day and time, because people don't want that sugar alcohol or that Splenda. I'm glad I don't mind, but I'm going to have to come up with a clean program. And then I would have to say, nope, can't have that either. Can't have a cough drop either. Cause a fat bust. So how does it work? For example, Quest chips that have the sunflower oil, I haven't eaten them for that reason. So what we were talking about is our lifestyle rules. Okay, that's our lifestyle rule. Are you in my 4-week program, Miss Linda? Because here's our program. Y'all don't know this. Y'all don't know this because you jump in and you start looking at the food library. I need somebody to back me up, or they'll think I'm making it up. We are a whole food program. We categorize food. We're an organic, all natural. Now stay with me before y'all start yelling at me. All right? Stay with me. I'm gonna give you a little jack. Stay with me. Right? Because she's asking a good question. She's going, but what about these that have these oils in them? All right, so let me get you. So I started just like y'all are starting. How many of you at some point in your weight loss and wellness journey said, I'm going to eat clean and I'm losing this weight? I'm going to eat egg whites, and I'm going to eat chicken breast, and I'm going to eat broccoli, and I'm going to eat salads, and I'm going to eat, and I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it. And if it ain't clean, and if it's not organic, if it's not all natural, them other things make me feel dirty anyway, and I'm going to do it. I might even have my own garden. Anybody ever done that? And it don't work. It would work, but nobody in this culture will stick with it. I had the same problem that you all have. So I solved it. I live at home under my roof, and am under my roof for most of my 21 meals in a week. Are y'all with me? 3 meals a day, 7 days a week, 21 eating episodes. Most of those eating episodes come under my roof in my natural habitat. I have rules for home, and I have rules for restaurants, and I have rules for grannies. That's why we're not a diet. Diets will never work. I have rules. So when I'm under my roof, it's important to me that I take very few days off and that I'm eating very clean, because life happens and I wind up at a restaurant and I can't eat clean. I wind up at Granny's and I can't eat clean, or it'll hurt her feelings. So when I'm under my roof, I'm following strict whole food shibboleth, okay? If you're going to eat clean, you ain't eating chips. Can I get an amen? Where in the Bible does it say, and God created the tree of chips? Where does it say that? Y'all gonna get me preaching. Where does it say that? Where does it say that? Where does it say, and God created the bush of halo top? Where does it say that? Huh? Does it say that anywhere? And God created the shrub of peanut butter. Where does it say that? If you want an organic and clean program, and can I just harp for a minute, some of these people that are in holistic wellness and their coaches, they crack me up. They can't solve the problem for themselves. They're dealing with it themselves, obesity, and they're fussing at me. What are your credentials? What are your credentials to say any of this stuff that you're saying? I cannot believe that y'all, we snuck in your library and we see that you have things in there that you shouldn't have, that have Splenda. Y'all wouldn't believe. Some of y'all that love me, after a while, if y'all had to deal with what we deal with, and I love it, God give me a heart to love it, but most of the people that we brought in the inside and have to do this for 3 months, they're like, good Lord, I can't do it. Because people are crazy. They're absolutely out their mind. So anyway, I know that we all know this, the Holy Ghost tells us, I know that if I eat up to 3 times a day, chicken and broccoli, fish and asparagus, lean ground beef with a half a potato and some green beans, I know I'm going to be all right. I know. You know, teach some food combinations, combine it, control that insulin better, and cook it in some ghee butter, some real cow. I'm going to be all right. I'm going to be good, okay? So here's the problem though. I'm a human being. I'm a human being. I'm not a human doing. I can't do everything perfect all the time. And I suspect that there's a lot of people like me that can't do perfect all the time when it comes to eating organic foods that roam the earth and organic foods that grow from the ground. And then you got all these jacklegs out there trying to sell something. You got all these people out there, well, this is bad, and that is bad, and this is bad, and that's it, scaring people to death until they go right back to filling their bathtub up with cheese dip and holding on to a bag of Doritos like it's the best thing ever. There's madness in the land, chaos in the land. So here's what happened. Here's why those products are in the library for people like me that are human beings and not human doing. I love Pringles potato chip. Love them. Anybody else like Pringles? Grew up on them. There was nothing like Pringles potato chips between two slices of white bread. When you go to Alatina Lake, baby, and Mama pull out the bread and she get the Pringles out and she put sliced cheese and Pringles between the two slices of the white bread, the white of the bread, the quicker you're dead. I grew up on stuff like that. So I don't need to eat any bread. I don't need to eat any chip. But sometimes, darn it, I want bread and I want chips. So what I did was I found void replacement that would help me control insulin and take care of the number one factor when it comes to morbidity, obesity. If I can solve the obesity problem that I've got, then I can work on rooting out some of the other problems over time too. But let's get rid of the number one problem. So I would crave a Pringle. So I found what was called a double bite. I liked corn chips. So instead of eating Fritos corn chips, I'd eat my double bite. And now I've got a void replacement. And double bites have seed oils in them. Seed oils aren't great for it. But if I'm craving a chip, do I want a chip that has seed oil in it and elevates my insulin? Or a chip that has a seed oil in it and keeps my insulin low? Does that make sense? So everything in the library that you see that did not grow from the ground and does not roam the earth and is processed was simply a lesser evil, so that when I'm not in my natural habitat or I'm dealing with some wild craving, I know what to do. Same thing. Watch this. We probably need to have a class, rules for home, rules for out, because we're not a diet. We're not a diet. So, for example, what would be better for us? Watch. What would be better for us? 96% organic, 96% lean ground beef, or the quarter pounder meat at McDonald's? Which one's better? 96% at home. At home. In fact, because it's all math, I tell you at home, you can't have but what leanness at home? What level of leanness at home? 96 as a category 1 or 93 as a category 4. But then it's confusing because if you go to McDonald's, I tell you, you can have a quarter pounder without their bread, and that ground beef is about 70% lean. Why can you do it there and you can't do it at home? Because if you did that all the time, you've got a problem. Is that making any sense? You've got a real problem. If you listen, I've got clients, they're like, but Travis, my home is not my natural habitat. All right, you rich person. If you're rich and you get to eat out every day, then we're going to have to relook at your personal rules, but we can fix that too. For me, I'm at home eating most of the time. So my philosophy, my lifestyle philosophy is when I'm home, I'm going to do it all right so I can lose weight, because when I get out there in the field, I get to the restaurant or Granny's or wherever, then my philosophy is I got to get out of there without killing my efficient fat burning status. And you don't kill your efficient fat burning status with fat, you kill it with fat and carbohydrate. Is any of this making sense? Not trying to be ugly. I'm trying to tell y'all the philosophies of the program. It's different than a diet. So I get when people look, they see a Quest chip and they go, he said you ought not be eating seed oils, and here he is selling a Quest chip that's got seed oil in it. That was a void replacement, because that's a heck of a lot better for me than eating a Lay's potato chip that's not only got the seed oil in it, but it's also going to cause the fat bust to come, where my Quest chip ain't going to cause no fat bust to come. Lauren says he made all things acceptable but not beneficial. Yes, it says all things are lawful to me, but not all things are expedient. Andrew said, I had someone jump on me for eating one of the approved pies. I would understand that if you was eating approved pies every day. I would be one to tell you if I seen that in your journal, let's only do that 1 or 2 times a week, okay? But when you do it occasionally as a void replacement or you're on the go, it's a lot better than doing what all of them do, not this person, but most people that tell me and give me nutritional advice is going to Martin's Biscuit in the morning. I don't want to hear them. I don't want to hear what they have to say. Yeah, pass the offering plate, somebody. I need some help. Correct. They're confusing voices. What does the Bible say? Sounding brass and cymbals. Look, how are you going to argue with Tabitha, who's lost over 100 pounds? Have y'all seen her pictures? Many others here. How are you going to argue with me, who is on multiple prescription medications? Y'all, I got people with holistic certifications, and that's great. Wish I have holistic certifications who are 40, 50 pounds overweight. Doesn't bother me. Not meaning I can't learn anything. I certainly can. But you're going to tell me what I'm doing is wrong when I come off high blood pressure medicine, high cholesterol medicine, acid reflux medicine, depression medications, feel better about myself, enjoy life more. Instead of over 300 pounds, I'm under 200 pounds. You know, if I wasn't a Christian, I'd have a word for you. And that was what I just said was very fake. I'm a Christian and I still have a word for you. All right, how about that? Thank you. It's the thought that can. The fat loss meter, I tell people just because some things are approved doesn't make them good for efficient weight loss. True. Yes, very good advice by Kathy. Try to stay with the negative numbers when you're in the weight loss. And by the way, I do have potato chip sandwiches. Y'all want to hear my potato chip sandwich recipe? I love them. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Sheila. My mom, hey mom, Spark. Quest chips and fat-free cream cheese helped me lose my weight and get good blood work results. Thank you, Mama. Tell them. Preach it, Mama. Yes. Lesser evils sometimes help. Greta says eating perfectly clean all the time is not realistic. That is why the Shibboleth modifications for the unforeseen incidents are realistic. Yeah. Yeah, I can't afford to eat out all the time either. A couple of years ago, I did. Mama made fun of me sometime, didn't you, Mama? Because Sasha and I was eating out like 3 or 4 times a week. Can't do it no more. We eat at home, make the best of that most of the time now. Definitely. If I'm at a Mexican restaurant, I'll take in my approved Quest chips or double bites. If I don't have my chips with me, I ask them to send me out sliced bell peppers as long as my finger. And they always accommodate me, and I use bell peppers to dip in cheese dip. That's even better than I agree, Linda. And again, understand that when you bring up these questions, it helps me teach the group. So it's appreciated, not an attack. It's appreciated. That's what helps us all, and me too, learn. Right, Sherry? Is it Sherry or Cherry? Is it with a C like Cherry? Beautiful name. You can cook in lard. If Granny likes to cook in lard, as you learn this program, it's okay to cook in lard. We just don't want you to have a category 3 or 5 and preferably a 6 with. Sandra, I ordered my 96% lean ground beef online. Yeah, it can be frustrating. Grocery store, it's a hit or miss. But I get mine online from Laura's Lean. I order a bulk pack of it and keep it froze from Laura's Lean. Couldn't we do the grits bowl and egg whites? I don't know, Lauren. Have you looked in the library to see if it's in the library? Let's go look. I'd have to know more because, see, she's bringing up another good point. Before I look in the library, Lauren has heard me say that you can have egg whites. Everybody stay with me. This is important. This is important. This is important. Sherry. Okay, thank you, Sherry. Thank you. This is important. This is another lifestyle moment. You've heard me say that when you're at home, you can have a perfect pairing of egg whites and cheese grits, correct? You've heard me say that, right? Some of you have. Okay, watch. But at home, this is an important moment. This is a seminal moment for somebody. At home, because this is costing you your result. At home, what are you cooking? This is like a seminal moment. This is what you think. This doesn't hold you back, but it does. If I'm at home and I cook egg whites in 1 pack of cheese grits as a perfect pairing, what am I cooking those egg whites? MCT oil or cooking spray. What are the harm? Is that going to cause us to gain fat? No. Do the grits elevate our insulin levels a wee bit? Yes. Now the insulin grabs hold of the fat that we cook the eggs in, but in this case we had MCT fat, medium chain triglyceride fat, or no fat at all, cooking spray. We got a perfect pairing. But if I go to Martin, what are they cooking both the eggs and the grits? Butter, regular butter, not ghee butter, just regular old butter. Cheapest stuff they can get, long chain triglyceride, both the eggs and the grits. So let's go see if it's in the library. The only reason it would be in the library is that they put more protein than carbs, and it still would not be very beneficial, but I'm suspecting it's not in there. You cannot take your at-home rules. I went to the wrong place. You cannot take your at-home rules and apply them at a restaurant. You will not get results from the program. You will be so frustrated with your results. Martin's Biscuits isn't even listed. Thank goodness. Did that make sense? I forget who asked the question now. But is my logic making sense? Because I know these are the things that people are scratching their head over as to why they're not losing weight. He said I could have egg whites. He said I could have egg whites and 1 pack of cheese grits as a perfect pairing. But when I get it at Martin's, I'm gaining weight. Well, they're cooking in long chain triglyceride fat, and they're cooking it all in that, and they're not using 1 tablespoon. They're using 3 or 4 tablespoons. That's why grease is dropping out of the bag. You can't do it. Lard, probably lard, but so no on the Martin's. No, you can go to Martin's on a holiday, or if you're at Martin's, we have a restaurant rule where you can just have meat. You just don't want their bread. So Martin's is a tough one, but I can go to Martin's and get some. Let's take a look at it now if you have. You just use your rule. If we could get everybody to learn the rule and then apply the rules without all this other information people's giving them. This is wrong, that's wrong. If I could just get everybody to believe me and just do what I do, I'm not saying your health will be perfect. I'm saying it will be much, much better. So let's take a look at this. Okay, so I'm at Martin's and I'm looking at the menu. Let's say that I wasn't driving or I would not have went here, and I'm taking a look at their menu. Look at all that butter floating in them grits, y'all. Look at that. That's called, everybody say, that's a fat bomb right there. Say fat bomb. That's a fat bomb. Hash browns. I can do hash browns at home. I'm not doing them at Martin. I can do grits at home. I'm not doing them. Okay, so here's what I would do. Somebody ordered it for me and I didn't have any chance to speak for myself. Let's say they brought me this bacon biscuit. I would take the bacon off. I'd take that bacon off and the egg off and the cheese, and I would eat that. I'm telling y'all what I would do. So let's say that Andrea and I was working together, and Andrea didn't know how I ate and lived. And she brought in a sack, and she said, Travis, I got you a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit. First thing I do is avoid it. But let's say that I heard her over there munching on it. And I kept looking at it, and I got to craving for it. Dang it, she got me. But I don't want to waste a holiday, so I would throw that biscuit away, and I would eat the insides of it, and then I would only eat 1 more eating episode for the day instead of 3. I would get out of here unscathed. I wouldn't make any weight loss progress, but in 4, 5, 6 hours, if I keep my wits about me and do a perfect meal later, I'm going to be all right. So I would eat the insides. If I had to order, I would probably have ordered, hey, can y'all just give me a side of bacon and a side of links? And I would have ate that. I'm not carnivore, but if I'm at a restaurant, that might be the best option for me, because when you put the bread and the fat together, you've got a recipe for disaster. Do y'all see this plate of sausage and gravy or biscuits and gravy? Do y'all see that? I can do that at home all the time. I do it all the time. Sasha makes the best she used fiber gourmet flour and a mix of Carb Quick together. She makes these big, they look like big old cat head biscuits. And then we make some gravy from Southeastern Mills gravy and put over them biscuits. And boy, I go to town. It's delicious. Scramble me up some eggs, and I got a 4 plus a 2. I'll do that at home. I'm not doing it at Martin. I come down here and I see, all right, I'm at Martin's. This ain't ideal. I know that their quarter pound of hamburger is 70%. I wouldn't do that at home. I know I'm not going to lose any weight if I do this, but let me throw away their bun or cut up this meat and put it in my tortilla, and I'm saved. I'm saved. This is what we call zero on the weight loss meter. Isn't going to help you, but ain't going to hurt you. Somebody say right now, the Shibboleth families, somebody, don't say Travis, because y'all helped build this database. Somebody say, boy, God is really using Shibboleth. Shibboleth is a genius. Look at this hot dog right here. I wouldn't dare eat this Frank at home. What kind of Franks do I want to eat at home? 97% Hebrew National Frank, but not that bun. Throw that bun away, and I would eat that weenie. I'd eat me a weenie. I'd eat that good old weenie. And then if I'm at home, I can have my weenie and my approved bun too. So this is how I think, and it works. In fact, sometimes I have to stop losing weight, like Jitterbug. If I could get y'all, it sounds so arrogant for me to say what I want to say, but if I could just say, y'all, quit doing any other program. Go through the frustration of learning this program the right way with total immersion for 3 months. It's over. You won't ever need another program. You'll feel stupid trying to do anything else. That's why I feel stupid even talking about other programs, because they're limiting. They limit me. I don't want to be limited. Does Kerrygold fit the program? I don't know what that is. Is that a restaurant? Is that a food? What is that? Kerrygold. It's a butter. Is that a butter? Kerrygold. No. If Kerrygold is it's a butter. Kerrygold is just a butter. So you can have it at home and you can cook with it at home, but you cannot Irish butter, and it's delicious. It's rich and great. But you cannot have it without what categories? With what category? No. You can have it. I said that wrong. Lisa, you're right. You can have it with a 1, a 2, a 7. You don't need it with a 4. You probably just need to avoid it with a 3, 5, or 6. And Andrea says you can make your own ghee with Irish butter. If you don't mind spending the time to do that, absolutely. You can always make your own. It's that male thing in me. I'm just not that guy. But I get people do it, and it probably even tastes. Jitterbug says, see, I want to pop up and say, are the restaurant rules any different on maintenance? No. Because in maintenance, you get 12 holidays. That's what changes for your restaurants. You get to not worry about it as much at restaurants. Yeah, but the rules don't. Not for a restaurant. No, it's bad. That's a bad place. You got to know how to navigate through that bad, awful place called a restaurant. Nope. It's always going to be a holiday if you eat the bun. Anybody else? Listen, that's the other thing that I feel like if I've duped anybody, done anybody wrong, misled them, it's on maintenance. You find maintenance on the way to maintenance. Does everybody understand what I mean by that? Any of you close to maintenance, did your weight loss slow down? Jitterbug is the exception to the rule. She can't stop losing weight. But that's the exception to the rule. Most of you that I know of that hit maintenance, y'all are driving me crazy about 3 months before maintenance going, my weight loss has slowed down. You're actually finding maintenance on your way to maintenance. The only thing I would really change, unless you can't stop the weight loss, is I would give myself more holiday. True grit. So if I go to Dairy Queen, can I have a burger with approved bread? What do I need to leave off? You can. Don't get more than a 1/4 pound. Don't get more than a 1/4 pound. I don't know if they even have more than that. Don't get a double. Don't get more than a 1/4 pound. And as long as you use your approved bread and don't eat French fries with it, you'll be fine. Now, that's what we call, Andrea, a zero. It's not going to help you, not going to hurt you. We can't expect that to have major impact on our weight loss results. But we should expect that it won't have major impact against our weight. A 1/4 pounder of even fatty beef, if you're not doing it all the time, because we eat the beef and then the fat lipids. If you're already in efficient fat burning mode, The fat lipids are going to be used as an energy source first, and you're going to burn them up without them getting saved. If you eat it with a bun, the fat bus is going to grab it. Then the body's got to use as an energy source first the bread, and it provokes insulin, and the insulin says, oh, there's some fat we're not going to use for energy. Let's grab that and save it for later. So that's why we have those restaurants. Yeah, Jitterbug, you don't want to mess up your perfect streak. So it's like we've already discussed. You've got to start incorporating more category 3s in the right combination and fruit in the right combination, or fruit as a snack. That will slow the weight. Good problem to have, I think, if we can. We don't want you to become, 95 pounds, but hopefully that's not going to happen. But yeah, we want you to go on and try some fruit by itself as a snack. That's still perfect for you. You're in maintenance, and then add 3s and 5s more often to the right combination. Anybody else? Any last questions before we go? I got a couple of private. Oh no, you got it. You took care of it. All right, y'all. I enjoyed being with you today. Love every minute of it. I hope everybody has a great weekend. You too, Shelly. Bye, Mama. Everybody have a fantastic day. Pray for us when you pray. Consider becoming a partner of Shibboleth. We need you. $5 a month. If it don't hurt you, it'll help us. If that's going to hurt you, don't worry about it. We're going to keep doing what we do as best we can. All right, y'all. Love you in the Lord. Have a good one.